or into the Everglades, depending on what the people that handle the flooding in the areas decide to do with it. And he's heading back toward that area there, and there are police officers back in that area. So he's gonna also, you know, something that's changed here is with all this rain that we've just had in the past 20 minutes or so, it's a little soggy down there too now, probably making it a little bit more difficult for him to navigate through here. But he keeps looking over his left shoulder, back up at the police helicopter, and possibly back at us. He's got a black sweatshirt, kind of with it looks like either he's got a hoodie or he's got some kind of a covering on his head. He was wearing a mask, and he just took the mask off. Now he's got it. Now he's got the.
He's holding it up.
Yeah,
put it in his mouth.
Over his face right there. So.
You know, who knows what he's thinking? Keeping as he glances up at the helicopters, maybe he's thinking, right, well, eventually they'll give up. I'll just keep going.
We'll give you a closer look here. We may lose a little light on the shot here just for a second. There we go. Now we can move and really push in on this guy. Here we go.
So he's got this wrap, this black cloth in his teeth, in his mouth. Yeah. Looking back, looks like a zipped up hoodie there with some sort of emblem in the front. Black pants. Maybe going, what do you think, Ralph? Maybe 30 miles an hour?
Yeah, maybe that, maybe a little bit faster. The bandana that he has in his mouth right now is something that they wear when they're doing the off-road stuff, just to keep the dirt and mud from flying into their face. So sometimes one of the guys was said to be wearing goggles. Another one of the guys that was in this group was said to be wearing the Jason hockey mask, or one of those masks. So police, you know, they take it seriously when something like this happens, and obviously we're in the middle of it now, watching as we have a very, very tight shot of this individual here on his ATV. Continues to go, well, I think let me see what happened here. There he is. Oh, yeah. We're going eastbound. Yeah, we've turned around now, going eastbound. We're in between some weather that we had. Now we got another storm coming up here from the southwest, probably in another 5 or 10 minutes, but the camera is cleared, so we have a little bit
He's definitely slowing down, Ralph. He's turning around.
Right.
And again, police are after him because they believe he has a weapon, or was brandishing a weapon. We did not see a weapon on him when Ralph was very, very close up. He's just doing circles right now, going over some rock, and it looks like he's going to get off right now and take off running, maybe trying to start this thing again.
He's stuck.
He's stuck in the mud.
He might be stuck, yeah.
What are you going to do? So you're watching a live picture right now of what could be the end of a pretty long police chase.
There you go.
Putting his hands up.
Hands up, yeah.
Giving up, hopefully with no resistance, no one getting hurt. He's getting off. Let's see what happens. You've got the police helicopter hovering right over. They know exactly where he's at. And let's find him. Okay, there he is to the right. There's the helicopter to the left.
I got him. I just want to see what the chopper's going to do here.
All right, so we saw him put his hands up, sort of slump back down.
Here. We'll go in tight now here and see what he does. He's
well, I don't know if he's
thinking about
complying.
Possibly getting. He's got himself free
Changed
again.
his
He's
mind.
back on the bike. Yep.
I give up. I don't give up. Maybe he got unstuck, you know, and he realized, you know what? Let's just keep going. So okay, well.
And he's going back in the same direction that he just came from, heading back westbound. We do have a couple of police officers here. They were just about to take him. Let me show you real quick. There's the police officers right there. They got that close to him now, but he's starting to move westbound again. And police won't have, the ground units won't be able to get in here because they're giant coral rocks that they're using as a barricade or a fence to keep people out of this area. And I guess it affects anybody on an automobile.
Well, that was very interesting. It showed you where his mind maybe was a few minutes ago when it looked like his ATV was stuck, slumped over, put his hands up, and then looked around maybe and thought, well, there's nobody here to take me in. Let me see if I can get unstuck. Started it up again and took off again. And going over all this vegetation, making U-turns, just finding any place he can to drive that ATV and get away from cops. So now it looks like he's on an actual road.
Yeah, some of this appears to be paved. It's part of a drainage for the canal here, right here. I guess it just allows water to run off into the canal there. But he does have hard surface now. Might be a little slick, but he appears to be moving at a little higher rate of speed. Again, this is westbound in deep southwest Miami-Dade / Homestead here, for lack of better terms. Our GPS is just showing us a lot of green right now, and that's because of all vegetation here. Police helicopter in tow. A chase now, I want to say 30 minutes maybe total in time, that started around 287th Street and 187th Avenue, roughly that area, when 4 guys on ATVs apparently had an altercation with a police officer. He requested assistance here, started following the vehicles. They split up. Units from Homestead and from the county and from the school board police got involved in this, and they took 2 of the guys in custody within a block of each other, and a third just a short time ago. The 4th one, this one here, refused to stop for police, and by that time, there you go, and that is a video of the other guy in custody. They were able to get the police helicopter up. He actually left the area.
Well, we kind of lost him. Sorry to interrupt, but there we go. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Ralph. We just lost him for a second.
I'm sorry. He actually, the county helicopter unit actually cleared the area and then came back because they had canceled the chase. They had asked everybody just to go back to their respective zones, but they were able to spot this driver and his ATV again. The aviation unit got up, and then since that time we have followed him out here. Right now, I can tell you as a locator, we are about half a mile to the southwest of Homestead General Aviation. I can see the airport out my right window, and we are northbound on the levee here. Right there. Let me just bring the camera back out and show you. There's the police helicopter.
Yeah, you're way out there.
ATV driver. Yeah, we are way out here. That's correct.
You got to wonder, Ralph. Okay, so we have official word, that this man is accused of having a weapon. You got to wonder what exactly, why police continue to chase him. Did he, point the weapon at an officer, at another human being? Why so long? Why this chase? They obviously feel that he is armed and dangerous because they're not giving up and he's not giving up.
The reports that one of the drivers had a weapon, that's the way it pretty much came across the radio there. The police respond, and the dispatcher advises the ground units and the air unit that one of the 4 guys may have a weapon. That's the way it was dispatched. So they take it, like I said, they take this very seriously. The fact that the guy refuses to stop, while not an indication of being guilty of anything, certainly keeps the police on edge here. As far as when this takedown does occur, when it does, who knows what's going to happen? I mean, that's one of the things. And again, I'm glad we're talking about this because we want to advise our viewers at home, as we always do, that this is the live television, is unedited, and as it plays out here live, hopefully it ends peacefully, and the guy ends up giving up and doesn't have an accident, doesn't hurt anybody else, doesn't get back towards civilization, I guess, and involve anybody else in this chase.
Well, that is true, Ralph, and it is very unusual that we would see this kind of police chase, number 1, on an ATV, and number 2, out in the Everglades when there's not a soul around, not another car, not an intersection, not a school bus, not a person, but still very dangerous for police officers. Any chase is, and could be dangerous for this suspect that they are now chasing, who keeps looking back. He's got the bandana, the black piece of cloth in his mouth, and refuses to stop. If you were just now joining us, maybe, 8 minutes ago, he did stop. He got stuck, it looked like, in the muck or in the dirt or in a rock, slumped over, put his hands up in the air. There it is to the right. I give up. Come on, get me. A helicopter right on top of him, police helicopter, but the police units were not so close because he's out there in that marshy area. He gets off and apparently had a change of heart, gets back on and takes off again. And that's exactly what we're looking at right now. He's back on a dirt road, way out there near Everglades National Park and Homestead, way south, around 300th Street or Avenue, I believe. He seems to be slowing down. A little bit of bad weather, and that's really why this picture is not so crystal clear perfect. Is that right, Ralph? I mean, you're between storms?
That's correct. We still have a little humidity issue right now. We do have a police officer behind him. Here we go. This is going to be the takedown here. Let's say he's gotten off the bike. Yeah, this is going, unfortunately, our shot is a little soft because of the rain, but he has complied now. He's going to lay down on the ground here. We have officer with his weapon drawn there. You have to trust me on part of it because of the weather situation, but he does have his gun drawn there. The chase is over. We are pretty much due west of Homestead General Aviation by about 1 mile in the Everglades here. Hands behind his back. The officer is going to holster his gun. He'll take out his handcuffs here and place the handcuffs on him. He's all over the watchful eyes of the Miami-Dade helicopter that is hovering right over the top of the scene right here. And this subject is now in custody. Let me bring the camera back out and see if we can show you any more. There's the car there. There's the police chopper who's been through this or on this chase now. We have the subject in custody. He's being walked back to the vehicle, and the police officer is going to be placing him in the back of a car here. That looks like a Homestead car there. I believe it is, yeah.
Well, that was one of the most peaceful takedowns for such a long chase. I mean, this chase was my guesstimation, 30 minutes or so, especially with him stopping at one point and then kept going.